money time. You knew where the ball was going.
What about defense? Y'all always say LeBron only has 6 first team all defensive teams and only 2 don't have a defensive player of the year, got runner up twice. Y'all use that against the argument with Michael Jordan. Rightfully so. I'll give y'all that. Rightfully so. You're not wrong for that. But why are we not doing that with LeBron and Larry Bird? How many defensive first teams does Larry Bird have? I'll tell you, none. LeBron has 6. Did he ever have to guard the best player the whole fourth quarter? I'm asking, educate me. How many defensive first teams does he have? This is why people don't believe in defense in basketball, because every time you talk about some shit, you guys mention offense first. You can mention offense first, but this whole clip, I didn't hear shit about defense. It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Hey, check it out, man. Back at it again. The best Larry Bird versus LeBron James story ever told. Let's get straight to this video. I ain't even going to do too much talking.
Titled "When the Game Was Ours," written by Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan shared his 100% honest opinion about Larry Bird. He said, "People ask me all the time who my top 5 players are, and when I start saying Larry, they interrupt me. They say, you've got to be kidding me. He can't play with LeBron James." I tell them, you guys don't get it. Larry is far better than any small forward who played the game. Now, the lazy person would chalk that statement up to Michael Jordan being a LeBron hater.
He's not even looking at the... I think he was looking at Michael Jordan.
I was thinking the same thing.
Michael Jordan's a little left of that Charlotte bench. I think that was a look at Michael like...
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what he was looking at.
This is probably the worst.
Not too long ago, this was common knowledge.
If you give me both these guys and you say you can start your team with either Larry Bird or LeBron James,
you taking LeBron.
I'm taking Larry Bird
No,
and
you're
I'm
not.
taking my chances.
No,
Thank you
you're
very
not.
much.
You know why?
Larry
Yes.
Bird was the baddest son of a gun on the planet. In a league with Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas,
so
Dr.
you're telling
J.
me
He was the best player in the world when the NBA
And
was at
LeBron's
a
the
greater
best
level.
player in the world.
It ain't the same NBA. This sucker won 3 straight MVPs.
Let me ask you this. With
Magic
Larry
couldn't
Bird
get through him
being
at
the
one
best
point.
player in the world right now,
I believe he would.
oh, he'd be better than Kevin Durant.
I believe he would.
Definitively?
Yes,
No, he wouldn't.
I believe he
no,
would.
he wouldn't. Okay,
Larry
he just
Bird,
doesn't have
if
the
he-
experience.
It's hard to compare that, bro, because this is why the conversation is just for fun. It's really a dumb conversation because at that time, Larry Bird was going up against what he was going up against. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not saying there was no competition. I'm not saying that. But Larry Bird, he wasn't going up against LeBron James. He wasn't going up against Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? But he was going up against a young Michael. Nah, I ain't going to say young. Even though y'all try to use the young excuse. Y'all don't give anybody else the young excuse, but y'all give Jordan the young excuse. But it's hard to really compare that for the simple fact, for one, we don't know. This is all speculation. This is all opinions. This is all, there's no footage of this. You know what I'm saying? If you put LeBron guarding Larry Bird or Larry Bird guarding LeBron, obviously you can get an idea of how it's going to go. For one, speed, strength, and all that type of stuff matters if you put them against each other one-on-one. But at the end of the day, we'll never really know. But let's continue though. He said he'll take Larry Bird over LeBron. Y'all know how I feel about LeBron. Let's keep going.
If his back didn't give out on him, if he didn't have surgery,
and I agree with certain things about the injury shit, but you can get Derrick Rose if his knees don't go out. Is he the best point guard? Is he on his way to be the best point guard of that generation? Or period? Is he in the GOAT? Is he on his way to being the GOAT conversation with the point guards? Injuries. You could always put if such and such didn't happen to such and such. It's like you could always do that. Let's call a spade for spade.
Fail him. We having a whole different conversation about Larry Legend.
Same thing with Derrick Rose.
He had it all.
So, Larry Bird or LeBron James? And for the record, if you ask me who I'd take over 20 years, I'd take LeBron. But if you ask me who I'd take for one season, it gets very interesting. Because I'd take a 1986 Larry Bird season over any single season performance from any player that ever lived. And if you ask me who I'd take for one game, or better yet, one shot, well, I'll let someone who actually lived through the Bird era tell you what they think.
All I know is one game from my life, I want Larry Joe Bird taking my last shot. That guy from French Lick, Indiana. Game on the line, free throw, 3, jump shot, whatever it was. I'll take Larry Bird any day or any night over especially LeBron James.
For free throw, I'll give you the free throw for sure. He was obviously a better shooter, but free throw, I would definitely give you that.
Now, if you're still a Larry Legend denier, I'm about to tell you how one shot changed the course of history, helped rewrite the narrative of an entire generation, and almost made Larry Bird the undisputed greatest of all time. Now, time and time again, Larry Bird came up clutch in the biggest situations.
Max looking, loops it to Bird, a runner. It's good! It's good! And the Celtics win it! Bird hits and the Celtics win it! What a...
Another thing I want y'all to include is, this is another reason why the comparison is dumb. Because when you do comparisons of people, I want y'all to realize Larry Bird is, obviously I didn't watch him play. I'm 24 years old. So I'm speaking from what I've seen. Like as far as doing my homework and shit like that, right? What I do know is when LeBron came into the league, he's the next Jordan. He's this, he's that. He was already put on that pedestal. It wasn't like that for Larry Bird. Granted, Larry Bird came in a different time where it was hard to even say, because he came in before Jordan. So there's no such thing as, oh, Larry Bird's going to be the greatest of all time. Long story short, there was different expectations of both. Different expectations. Can we agree on that? I know y'all probably, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck? Look, y'all in the comments going crazy. Listen to what I'm saying, bruh. It's a different comparison. If I go to the league, but I'm being told, oh yeah, he gonna be the next such and such, or he's going to be the greatest player ever. And you're going to the league. They're not you. You were good in college. You were really, 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 really good in college. But they're not saying that about you. You don't have to so whatever you do, it's like extra. Whatever you do, it's like shit. He really doing this shit. He going crazy. Versus him, why you ain't make the finals? I was a rookie. You get what I'm saying? Like, why are you doing this? Why, it's a different expectation. That's all I be wanting people to understand that. If two people have different expectations, one expectations is here and another person's expectations is way up here to start off. Come on, bro. That's all I be trying to say. But Larry Bird was Larry Bird, though. I'm not discrediting him.
Danny Ainge to inbounds for the Celtics, trailing by 1, 2 seconds left. Into Bird, he fires. Yes! And the Celtics win! Unbelievable! Larry Bird at the buzzer!
So in the 1987 NBA Finals versus the Lakers, when Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were trying to repeat as NBA champions, Celtic Nation came to expect it. And in Game 4 at the Boston Garden, with the Celtics down 2-1 in the series, the game came down to the wire.
Boston 4, LA 2.
Good shot. That was a good move.
Boston 4, LA 2.
Came down to the wire.
Boston 4, LA 2.
Hold on.
Game came down to the wire.
Boston 4, LA 2.
That was a good move, but again, I've always said this in basketball. Every player travels. Every last player travels. If you really sit there and it's a nitpick type of thing. If you call every last travel you see from the years on, especially today's game, but it's not even taking extra steps. It's the picking up your pivot foot before you dribble the ball. That's what he just did on this move. Look.
Game came down to the wire.
Boston 4, LA.
So his pivot foot is his right leg.
2.
I'm not calling that, but that's a travel.
Boston.
If you pay attention, everybody travels. Everybody shuffles their feet.
It's a 3-on-3 break. Cooper with a 3 and hits it with a minute and a half to go. A long time ago. Kareem does it, and the Lakers jumping for joy, and they lead it 104-103, and another timeout called by Casey Jones.
And coming out of a timeout, Larry Bird, as confident as ever, tells his defender James Worthy exactly what he's gonna do to him.
He would come out of a timeout. I remember this one time, you might have heard this before because he did it with a lot of people. I had to guard him. You know the play is coming, but he would tell you it's coming. with DJ handling.
And that's why I started to fuck with Larry Bird. I started watching more. I wasn't reacting to some of them. I was watching them on my own without y'all, but that's why I started to fuck with him more. I like how he would talk shit like, "Hey, bro, I'm about to make this shot on the left wing. You're gonna come out there. You're gonna be face guarding me. It's cool. I'm still gonna get the ball. It doesn't matter what you do. Just know I'm going to lace this shit in your face, and the game's gonna be over. Then you're gonna be the reason they lost. I'm just letting you know now. That way, you know." That way it's not a surprise to you. I fuck with shit like that. Shout out Larry Bird, man.
Kel's going to set up a pick for Robert. That's only to free him up to come and set a pick for me.
Why are you holding him? God damn.
I'm on the trail into the lane. Shoot a little
he
float.
holding
he
him.
tried to get over the top. He said, I'm going to pop to that corner and bust a jumper in your fucking face. I'm like, fuck you. I'm all up on it.
Holding them and the other shit.
Shirt tail, I'm holding it. You know, I'm like, you know where I'm from. I'm from Gastonia. Man, we ain't talking. He ain't gonna. Sure enough, man.
That nigga, he's
the ball comes
holding
in.
him.
DJ takes a couple of dribbles. I'm quick. I'm quick enough. I think I can get over the top. I get over the top. Him. I get out there, but he pops to the corner and I'm running. He kind of waiting, you know, but he pops to the top. I get over the top. I get out there, but he pops to the corner and I'm running. He kind of waiting, you know. He was an asshole.
Bird goes for three. And the Lakers call time with 12 seconds left. Larry Bird with a big three-point bomb has given the Celtics the lead.
With the Celtics up by 2, Kareem comes down and gets fouled with 8 seconds left. He makes the first and misses the second.
And it's Lakers ball with 7 seconds to go.
One Celtic rebound could have sealed this game, but the ball goes out of bounds and the Lakers get the possession. And with 7 seconds to go, the Lakers still had life. Just 3 years earlier, in the 1984 finals versus the Celtics, Magic Johnson choked in a similar situation, earning the nickname Tragic Johnson. But this time, he was ready.
My man switched to Kareem, and Kevin McHale jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, oh, I'm taking him.
You know, Magic puts it on the floor, a couple head and shoulder fakes, and he raised up in the air. And there was nobody that was going to get that shot.
Down by 1, with 2 seconds on the clock, Larry Bird and the Celtics find themselves in a situation they've been in many times before.
Johnson on the inbound. Bird fires it.
Freeze. What do you think happened? Now let's give this shot some context. For 2 years straight, the Boston Celtics had the greatest home court advantage of all time. The prior year, in 1986, the Celtics finished with a regular season record of 40-1. This record still stands as the best regular season home record ever. Yes, better than Michael Jordan's 96 Bulls and better than Steph Curry's 2016 or 2017 Golden State Warriors. Ever. Yes, better than Michael Jordan's 96 Bulls.
We need to get back to this shit. Give me this shit. Jordan was clean hooping. 13s, 10s are my favorite Jordans to play in. We need to get back to this shit, bro. Well, no. I think that, the 80s, this isn't the 80s, but in the 80s, they shorts was like way up here, like Larry Bird shit. Today's game players are wearing their shorts literally way up here and shit like that. Get them back to knee level, bro. Get them back to knee level.
And better than Steph Curry's 2016 or 2017 Golden State Warriors. And if you include the playoffs, they were 50-1 at home. So for everyone who thinks the 96 Bulls and the 2017 Warriors are the 2 best teams of all time,
comment down below who's winning in the 7-game series, even though, like I said, we'll never really know. But let me know what y'all thinking. The 2016-2017 Warriors against Larry Bird's championship teams, or the Bulls against the Larry Bird championship teams, the 91 Bulls against the champ, like all that. Comment down below who you think winning.
At home, Larry Bird's 1986 Celtics were better. Let that sink in.
85-86 Celtics versus 2016-2017 Warriors in the 7-game series. Who do you have winning? And also a 72-10 Bulls team against the 1985-86 Celtics team. Who's winning in the 7-game series? Who do you think is winning? Hey, I'm telling you, comment that shit down below, because we gonna talk. I want to know.
Someone asked me the other day, they said, it's the toughest arena you had to play in. And I said, Garden, Boston. I said, they were almost impossible to go in there and beat because you could not make a mistake with them. Those guys made you play, and it was him. Like, he was a savant on the court. Like, just a savant, like 2 plays ahead on everything. And so, please, let's not forget how hard it was to go into Boston and beat a team when Bird is in his prime.
Unfortunately, the Celtics fell off that following year in 1987. They were 39-2 at home. So including the playoffs, for the last 2 years, the Celtics were 99-4 at the Boston Garden, up until that shot by Bird. This means, statistically, there was a 96% chance that potential game-winning shot by Bird was going in. Now, what do you think happened?
He missed it.
Well, they set up a great play. Bird walked Worthy all the way up, forced the denial all the way up.
We've done it before. Clear everybody out, go to the ball, break to the corner.
Max looking, loops it to Bird.
2 seconds left. Into Bird. He fires. Yes! And the Celtics win!
Bird, a runner. It's good! It's good! And the Celtics win it!
Sit on the inbound. Bird fires it.
He caught it here, and as he caught it, all he had to do was turn. And he just turned, and he just let this thing go.
He missed that.
Got a wide open look, couldn't believe it.
And I'm standing right there. It is straight as an arrow.
And the Lakers have won in Pat Riley, and the Lakers dance off the court.
We're lucky.
Good
because
look.
it was right on line.
He looked at me like, how did you ever leave me that wide open?
You gotta be kidding me.
That was a good shot.
Changed the whole series.
Every time I watch that shot, I still think it's going in. Larry thought it was going in. Magic thought it was going in. Pat Riley thought it was going in.
He got lucky. Yeah, he kept
If
it
Larry
1,000.
Bird took that exact same shot in that exact same situation 10 times, he'd probably hit 9 of them. And if Larry Bird hits that shot, then the series is tied 2-2. And with the next game at the Boston Garden, there's no way you can convince me that this Celtic team, with the greatest home court advantage of all time, led by one of the most clutch players in NBA history, doesn't win that next home game. So instead of being down 3-2 going back to LA and losing those NBA finals, the Celtics would have been up 3-2. And with all of that momentum on the Celtics side, all they needed to do was win one game in LA to give Larry Bird his 4th title. Add another finals MVP to his collection. Become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Bill Russell with the Celtics in the 60s. And silence all doubt on who won the Bird versus Magic rivalry. One shot could have changed.
I thought this was like comparing him and LeBron, though. This video, I mean, they talked about it in the beginning, but it's like, I'm thinking it's going to be like a comparison. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be like a comparison, but it's more so like,
everything. And the conversation about the greatest player of all time would have been very different.
Larry Bird at his best, LeBron James at his best.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I gotta go with Larry Joe.
You take Larry Joe.
Larry Joe for the win.
When Reggie Miller said that, it was headline news the next day because the media fawns over LeBron James more than ever. But to many Larry Legend truthers, it wasn't a surprise at all.
Skip, Reggie would take Bird over LeBron. Do you concur, my friend?
I do concur. in a hypothetical draft, would I take him over LeBron James to start my franchise? Yes, I would. And I don't think it's even close.
That's cap. That's big cap. I'm gonna tell you why. I can't call it cap because he's just going off what he believes. But if you start, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta be real. 3 back-to-back MVPs is a force to be reckoned with in its own. It's a force to be reckoned with in its own. But like I said, it's hard to compare because they went up against two different things. Like LeBron at a point in time was guarding every position. He guarded there. Like Larry Bird wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing that. Was he doing that? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Larry Bird was guarding every position. They didn't go up against the same things, bro. What Larry Bird did go up against was a more physical era, though, for sure, where they really was hacking the shit out of you. But if you go off of just that last part, you're going to say you would take him number 1 in the draft. You're not doing that if you put them up against the drawing board. You're not doing that. That's cap. Did Larry Bird make a defensive team, too? He never made all defensive first team. LeBron did 6 times. And he was runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year twice. So, nah, I'm sorry. Like this, I'm not discrediting Larry Bird in no way, shape, or form. But fuck all that, man. I'm taking LeBron James, man. Y'all crazy.
Now you would think that Skip Bayless, as the ultimate contrarian, would be challenged by his co-host for such an opinion.
Let's see.
However, this is one of the rare things that they 100% agreed on.
You know, in terms of leadership, in terms of clutch, in terms of shooting ability, and overall championship credentials, not just trophies, but a mentality. Larry Bird gets the nod over LeBron James.
I'm guessing.
Now when will y'all realize? But here's the thing: I'm not a person who says championships don't matter. Yes, it fucking does. But in all cases, when you putting up people against each other, you can't always. I don't know. Let's let the video play.
Right now, about 80% of our viewing audience does not agree with either one of us.
Well, all that means is that they don't know anybody.
They don't know.
I would love to pick LeBron, but in terms of clutch, money time, there's no contest. He's not even in Larry Bird's class. Not even close.
It's not even close. If you like stats, here's Larry Bird versus LeBron James season stats. While both are at the age of 30, Larry Bird averages more points.
Okay. At the age of 30, Larry Bird was not playing with Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to average 30. I still have to have Kyrie Irving beat Kyrie Irving. Larry Bird. Let's do this, man. Y'all not about to do this shit right now. Oh, I stand corrected. 86. I don't know what year he was at age 30, but I stand corrected. Kevin McHale averaged 26 and 85, 86, 20. Wait, no. No, 21, 85, 86. Then 26, 86, 87. And after that, 22, 22. I stand correct. I don't know what year this is. Larry Bird was 30 though. What year was Larry Bird 30 years old? 30 years old in the NBA. What year was that? Where is it? How old was Larry Bird when he retired? He was 35. So 1992. Okay, boom. Let's do that. My bad, y'all. We gotta do this. So 1987, this is his stats. Okay. And he played with... Cause I stand corrected. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll stand corrected for sure. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's see. It's 80, 85, 86. Okay. For sure. Nah, y'all give y'all that.
More rebounds, more assists, and has a higher field goal percentage. So when someone asks you, what is Larry Bird better at than LeBron? You can say pretty much everything.
Cap. Not true. Because you're going off 1 year. What about, okay, you going off 1 year? What's Larry Bird's highest points per game in the NBA? Because you're going off 1 year. We can't just go off 1 year, my guy. What's his highest? He's never averaged 30. 29.9. Pretty much 30. Close to it, but still not 30. LeBron's highest year is 31 points per game. LeBron averaged 33 times in his career. Larry Bird did it. Larry Bird's a winner, though. I'm not discrediting him. I just don't like when people do this. You could use this stats. Stats matter for sure. But okay, boom, I give you this one for sure. I stand corrected. He played with Kevin McHale. I forgot about that. He played with Kyrie. Whatever. Not whatever, but all right, boom. More assists, more rebounds for sure. This is like LeBron and KD usually. The points will pretty much be the same, but LeBron will have more rebounds and assists. Field goal percentage with them will usually be the same, but LeBron will always beat him with rebounds and assists. Obviously, have more defensive teams in him. All right, cool. I give you that. For 100%, I stand corrected. But why are we only using 1 year at age 30? What about age 31? Oh, you can say Larry Bird got hurt? Okay, bet. Let's go back some. You don't only use 1 year. Don't only use when LeBron was 30, when you could use other shit when they weren't 30. Vice versa. When Bird was 30 and LeBron was 30. You see what I'm saying?
Has a higher field goal percentage. So when someone asks you, what is Larry
And you only talked about offense. Who's better on defense?
Bird better at than LeBron? You can say pretty much everything.
Hold on, is he ahead of Larry Bird?
No.
No. What was Bird better at?
Bird's a better shooter. It's not close. I think Bird is as good or better as a passer. A much more fluid.
He's not a better passer.
Much more natural passer than LeBron James, a creative passer. LeBron James, for a superstar, he's as good a passer as anyone outside of maybe Magic and Bird. Bird was a better passer. Bird's a better rebounder. The fact is that Larry Bird didn't stay healthy, and the fact is that basketball is played so differently now. When it comes down to the end of a game, in a championship.
All you guys talk. This is why kids don't believe in defense. The only thing you mentioned was offense stuff. What about defense? Larry Bird has 0 defensive teams, and don't say that doesn't matter because you just used stats. You just pointed out some stats against LeBron. What about, the whole video correlated to offense? Defense doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Stats doesn't matter. Stats we're using in this video.
Series. I would rather have Larry Bird have the basketball.
Well, duh. Is there any way on earth you would take LeBron James over Larry Bird in the clutch?
There's no way on earth that I'd pick him over Larry Bird.
Let's do it right now. Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say it. I'm wrong. I'll be the first to take accountability. I ain't gotta. Let's see. I hate when you look up something and they show you something you weren't looking for, bro. Okay, Larry Bird has 4 buzzer beaters. How many? LeBron has 8 made game-winning buzzer beaters in his NBA career. I'm not even going to say this because people are going to say he played longer. So I'm not even going to use this again. I'm not even going to say nothing. But I'm pretty sure. I'm not even going to say that because, yeah, y'all going to say he played longer. But I'm pretty sure if somebody else played longer, y'all... No, the stats, I ain't even going to say that because y'all just going to say, oh, he didn't play longer. But if Larry Bird had these stats, would that be said?
Clutch, I can tell you that much. Larry Bird was not just a superior shooter from anywhere on the court, just like you highlighted. Not only was he a near 90% shooter from the free throw line, which LeBron could never brag about, but when you talk about money time, whether it's a particular juncture in the season where you're trying to position yourself for the playoffs, or you're talking about the last minutes of a game, or you're talking about the last shot in a game, or you're talking about a game 7, or you're talking about anything that indicates clutch, you simply can't pick LeBron over Larry Bird because you can pick almost no one in NBA history over Larry Bird. When it was money time, you knew where the ball was going.
What about defense? Y'all always say LeBron only has 6 first team all defensive teams and only 2 don't have a defensive player of the year, got runner up twice. Y'all use that against the argument with Michael Jordan. Rightfully so. I'll give y'all that. Rightfully so. You're not wrong for that. Rightfully so. But why we not doing that with LeBron and Larry Bird? Larry, nothing personal against you, my guy. I'm just going, this is just, talk. But why we don't do that with Larry and LeBron? How many defensive first teams does Larry Bird have? I'll tell you, none. LeBron has 6. Was Larry Bird switching on to the best point guard on the team? Was he guarding? Granted, it's a different time. There was no Derrick Rose back then. So he's guarding, who was he guarding? Not saying there was no talent or nothing like that, but I'm saying, did he ever have to guard the best player the whole fourth quarter? I'm asking, educate me. How many defensive first teams does he have? This is why people don't believe in defense in basketball, because every time you talk about some shit, you guys mention offense first. You can mention offense first, but this whole clip, I didn't hear shit about defense. Y'all say LeBron don't play defense how he used to. He don't play defense no more. Cool, but look at what he was doing on defense. I ain't seen nothing. I looked it up. Larry Bird ain't made a single. He made second team. He ain't make first team not once. But that's something Stephen A. I ain't gonna go. Stephen A. That's something you hold against LeBron. How he only has 6 defensive first teams to Jordan's 9 or 10 or some shit. However many Jordan got, and you ain't wrong for that. That's true. LeBron only got 6. Jordan got 10 or some shit like that. You ain't wrong. But why are we picking and choosing when to apply the defensive first team shit though? I'm so confused.
And you also knew there was little to nothing that you could do about it. It was just a matter of whether or not Larry Bird was going to make it or miss it.
But even despite all of those numbers, to those who actually saw Larry Bird play, the eye test is all they need.
I know there are other numbers that will support you on LeBron. I may lose this, but you know what? I'm going with these, all 4 of them. And I watched that dude dominate an era.
You see what I'm saying? If Larry Bird had those numbers though, in that, okay, you could do it, compare it in a 10-year span. I won't even use Larry Bird's last 3 seasons or 2 seasons because they're gonna say he was hurt. All right, cool. Do it 10-year span. I hate when. Fuck it.
That has some of the greatest players.
Shout out Larry Bird though.
This isn't a diss on LeBron. I'm not dissing LeBron.
You're not at all. None, bro. We cool. I want people to understand we can have these conversations and be animated, and it's no bad blood. This is like at the lunch table when you at lunch, you arguing with your sports team, whether it's basketball, football. Nigga, it's regular shit. It's no diss to LeBron. You ain't call him a bitch or you ain't say he's trapped. You ain't say nothing disrespectful. You just said you'll take bro over him, and that's cool. We gotta come to a point where it's just bruh, we could have these conversations and it's not personal. Now, if a player take it personal, that's on the player. The player that's a you thing, cause he ain't disrespect you. You don't even gotta tell. I know you ain't dissing LeBron. I know you not. You good. It's conversation. That's all. It's hoop talk. It's basketball talk.
I love LeBron. We both love LeBron. Everybody appreciates how great he was. But as time passes, it's easy to forget how great Larry Bird was.
No,
I agree.
All of that said,
I agree.
Right here, right now, Larry Bird remains the greatest small forward ever, period, end of story.
L video though, cause you didn't. I'm gonna like your vid though, just cause I like how you put this video. I mean, I don't like how you put it together, but the editing and shit. If you edit this yourself, shout out to you. But you didn't include no defense in this clip at all. You didn't talk about defense. That's why kids today don't pay attention to defense at all. Because when you talk about the 2 best players who have similar credentials, nobody wants to talk about the defensive side. Larry Bird did it. man. If y'all like this video, man, y'all know what to do. Get at me on the next reaction. Rest in peace to Kari, ex my grandma, both our grandmas, and I'm gone, man. Damn.